An open door could be a life or death safety issue for your dog. Here are the steps to teach them never to rush out. The idea is to teach them that just because the door is open does not mean that they are allowed to go through it. An open door means you will wait for permission. It's a 3-step process. Let's get started. The first step is to have your dog calmly approach the door while on leash. Practice opening the door, but not going through it, and then close the door again. Once you've practiced that several times, you'll be able to then approach the door, ask your dog to sit and pause, and then release them to go through the door with you. Once you've mastered going out the door, you'll of course need to practice calmly coming back in the door as well. Repeat and repeat until you've both got these skills down. The next step is to help your dog be in front of an open door, but not attached to you with their leash and collar. I use a Longline for safety and attach it to something sturdy, at least a heavy piece of furniture, to be sure they can't get out. Next, you want to safely attach your dog to the Longline so they have freedom of movement and have to learn that they are making a decision not to bolt out the door is the correct behavior. So, open the door, walk through the door yourself, do not invite them, walk back in the door, close it, and repeat. It's a great idea to leave your Longline attached so that you can practice during everyday situations, like going outside to pick up a package or bringing in the mail. It's these little moments in our day-to-day lives when our dogs most often surprise us by bolting through the door. And this is real-life dog training. Be ready as soon as the opportunity presents itself when your dog just starts to follow you out without being given permission, that you tell them no, bring them back with leash guidance, and continue what you are doing so the dog understands until you have given them the message they are not free to go through that door. Make sure to praise them when they're doing as you ask them. The final component of this is to give them the message when they can come through the door. You can use the Longline as a leash that you're holding, walk them through the door, give them praise, tell them to come back in following your lead, and give them more praise. In and out, and waiting until given permission that will really solidify this lesson. You'll notice at this point that although I'm not leading the dog with the leash because she's listening to me, she is still secured with a Longline because we are still practicing stage 2 of this lesson. At this point, you can see it's clear the dog has the lesson because she waits until I give her both a verbal and hand signal that she can come through the door, which I give her lots of praise for, and then we come right back in the house again. The final part of the lesson is arguably the most important if you want your dog to be reliable. You cannot skip the proofing phase. Sadly, many people don't want to correct their dogs. They don't give them the opportunity to know right from wrong. A Pet Corrector is a very good choice. Using a small bonker towel to interrupt the bad behavior or mark the mistake is a great way to communicate with your dog. No matter what way you decide to correct your dog, it must be meaningful to them in order to change the behavior that you are trying to stop. Only then will you really have a truly reliable and safe dog.